Yes, yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Late Hot 97. My name's Peter Rosenberg. Young Wi-Fi's funeral is in the building.
What's up, man?
Florida's in the building. We're in Florida exactly.
Palm Beach County.
Palm Beach County, Florida's here. Got a chance to check you out at Rolling Loud, and my brother, I guess, had told me maybe that like how dope you were, and I met you. You seemed like a good kid. Then I went and checked the music, and one of the things that I think I was taken aback by your music was that you rap. Like, you know, that there's seems to be a slew of new artists, many of which from Florida right now, who are very into rapping. Like, you guys are gaining a following, and you have like your own like young thing going.
Yeah.
But instead of it being based fully around swag, like y'all all have swag, but it's based in rapping.
Yeah. For the most part, I would say that a lot of like other artists are still like on that, but like for me, for the most part, like I have a goal in rapping, you know what I mean, which is just to like, I aim to be the best, because like I'm not just doing this for no reason. It's a competition at the end of the day. And you know, when you want to be the best, or if you're trying at least, you know what I mean, like just by like really like working your tail off, like you can't just talk about swag, you know what I mean? You got to talk about different subject matters and this and this and this and this and that. Like Wayne didn't become the best just because of like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to talk about this. And I'm the best rapper ever. Like, nah, like you got to actually like earn stripes, put in work, and do what you need to do. And I feel like that essential in like rap is missing right now. I feel like people are just like worried about like what's making me money and what are these kids gonna eat up, as opposed to like, I don't care about that. I just want like to make really good music, and I want to be the best at what I'm doing. Like I really want to perfect my craft.
I just had a conversation with someone about that, about the difficulty of when people's number one priority is it being money. Oh, it was Moneybag Yo who's here. When you make it all about money directly, what are you selling someone? Like, it's like, for example, if you don't care a lot about your art, you're no different than the dude in Times Square who just wants you to pay $10 because they're telling you to buy it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, I need to eat. It's like, what? Well,
yeah,
so
most definitely.
So it's my job to buy your CD? Just like, that doesn't make sense. You're selling a product. So how old are you?
20. I just turned 20 in March.
And how long have you been at this, the rapping thing?
I've been releasing music on the internet since I was like 11 years old on MySpace.
Since 11 years old?
Yeah.
What would it was always rap?
Yeah, it was always just rapping. Like I grew up on nothing but like just classic hip hop, you know, 90s boom bap. My dad gave me a big Timberland box of every album from 91 to 2001. And it was like, if you're gonna learn how to rap, I was probably like 10 or 9 at the time. And he was like, if you're gonna learn how to rap, because before when I was 7, I was already writing like 16s. I learned to write my first 16 at 7. And when I was 9, he gave me the whole shoebox, and he was like, if you're gonna learn how to rap, like you gotta like listen to these people. He's like, even if you don't like the music, even if like, you know, it's not like hip to what you're listening to right now, like, you know, they're gonna teach you things. You know what I mean? You're gonna actually learn how to rap if you listen to this. So the first album I ever listened to was Ready to Die. And I had it in a tape cassette, and that changed my whole life.
What struck you about it? Like, when you think back on it as a kid, are you able to remember like any of the feelings you had about it?
Just like the imagery in like Biggie's bars, and like you could just hear like the suicidal thoughts he was going through. You could hear like all of the like the pain and the emotion that he was going through, and you don't hear that from a lot of artists now at all. You know, it doesn't have to be like the exact bars or this or this or that, but you don't hear that at all from artists. Like, you hear just a repetition or like replicas of each other. So for the most part, that's what really struck me. Just like the pain, the emotion, the things that the certain like bars and punchlines he would use to describe certain things, or to describe what's going on in his life, or describe like even what he was doing just like a week ago. Just like everything was just perfect about that album. That album probably inspired half of the things that I do right now.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was your, like, what kind of neighborhood in Palm Beach County are you from?
I'm from Lake Park. I was jumping from here to there, from Lake Park to 45th. and from 45th up north to like Port St. Lucie because like my mom at the time had broke up with my stepdad, and we was just like struggling like crazy. But yeah, that's where I'm from.
And so 20 years old, been making music for a very long time. Did you have any success as a kid? Like when you were making music at 11,
Nah,
12, 13? Was it just something for you and your friends?
it wasn't even for me and my friends because I had no friends growing up. It was just me, just like myself. Like I just knew. I saw the More Money, More Problems music video when I was like 8. And I was already like a year before that when I was 7, I was already writing raps. And I originally started writing raps just to get close to my dad because my dad, my biological father, is actually like an MC. He used to be like a battle rapper in the Bronx.
Really?
Yeah, like way back in the days. And it started off as like me trying to get close to him by like making music. And then it didn't work out like that. So then I kind of like just developed this passion for it just by myself. And then I saw the More Money, More Problems music video by Mason Puffy. And I was like, all right, that's what I want to do in my life. Like, if this is like what all rappers are doing and they're having this much fun doing this, I want to do it too.
So you say, but for the original purpose that you had of getting close with your dad, it did not succeed in that regard?
Nah, not at all.
Why? Or what ended up happening? Because you said he gave you the box of CDs.
Nah, that was my stepdad that actually.
Stepdad did
Yeah,
that.
my stepdad
So your
did that.
stepdad loves hip hop too.
Yeah,
And he's really the one who puts you on to stuff.
yeah, most
But then,
definitely.
of course, you naturally want to connect with your biological father.
Yeah,
But your stepfather, who's not your biological father, so you're seeking out something else, he's actually caring and showing you these things.
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, he was like, he just noticed that music was something that I loved. And he just never made music, but he loves music just as much as I do.
So did it ever result? Did you ever end up getting tight with your dad?
My biological father, we're cool for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, there's no bad blood between us at all or anything like that.
But he didn't take on like the dad role that you might have been looking for.
Nah, just like a lot of bullshit between like him. And
It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So Wi-Fi's funeral. Why Wi-Fi's funeral?
Well, it was originally like a duo with me and my DJ, well, my original DJ Scheme, and it was basically like how we became friends. The Wi-Fi part is just because I just wanted it to be global. Like I want people everywhere to be able to feel like they can listen to my music. And then the funeral part was because that's how me and DJ Scheme became friends. Because the day that we became friends, his best friend had committed suicide. So Wi-Fi's funeral.
So and then you just so you just ended up keeping that name, even though it was originally gonna be a group name.
Yeah, it was originally a group. It was a group for the longest. I was just a rapper.
It's interesting. Now in terms of are there other artists? I know you're cool with Fat Nick, Puya.
Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, like who are the people? Who are the acts that like you, the other artists in sort of the movement that you are associated with and that you like?
Fat Nick, Puya, definitely. Smoke Perp, Lil Pump. For the most part, that's pretty much it. You know, Ski, and that's it.
So what's happening in the water though in Florida? Like this is sort of interesting. Like I don't know if I remember a time where there's been sort of this sort of thing. Like Miami's had moments, of course, many times.
Yeah, definitely.
Miami's a big city, so
Yeah.
there, whether it's Trick Daddy or Ross or whoever, there's different people who come out of Miami. But this feels like more of an actual like independent underground movement building from Florida. Why now, you think? What's happening down there?
I think just due to the simple fact, like back in like 2011, like 2012, like there was just this whole like movement in Florida because of Perp being in ASAP Mob. And then like, but when Perp was in ASAP Mob, he always had Raider Clan. So like Raider Clan itself, then like Raider Clan wasn't even like full of members that were from Miami. There was probably only like 4, I think. But the simple fact, like Space Ghost Perp as an artist was so dominant in Florida, and like everybody was riding for him before like, whatever situations happened. And that's really like the core to everything. Because like had it not been for Space Ghost Perp, there would be no South Florida movement in any formal way. It just so happened that the little niggas that was under him, you know what I mean? Or the people that were, associated with people like Denzel Curry before Denzel Curry was Denzel Curry. like they became like the forefronters, like, you know, Denzel, Puya, and X, and like all these other people, and da 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 da, including myself. Like, we just saw what they were trying to do at the time, and we were like, all right, well, you know, a good majority of underground music, like being completely honest, a good majority of underground music artists are from Florida. So why not just like push it to the next level? And people weren't even thinking like that, like, oh, like this is an underground movement. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. It was really just trying to show the world, like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, Florida got something next, and we actually doing something. And it's crazy because I don't even feel like I'm a part of the Florida movement. I feel like I'm like Waldo.
Why do you feel that way?
Because like, if you listen to me compared to other like underground artists from Miami or Florida, period, like, I'm completely different. My message is completely different.
What is the message for those people on the Hot 97 channel,
Mhm.
and I'm listening on Real Light right now, hearing you for the first time? What kind of differentiates you message wise?
Just my whole message is to be yourself. Because, you know, when you look at the industry nowadays, you see nothing but characters and like memes and this and this and this and that. There's a certain like formula or a certain way that you need to do something to get to a level that all these artists are at. You know what I mean? I don't want to like name drop, but like all these artists are at. I want to break that barrier. I want to bring it like right back to the music. I want people to focus on making good music and being known for just making good music. You know what I mean? Like, there's only like a handful of artists that you could count on your hands that you just know them for their music. Nothing but that. No shenanigans, no none of that. Just because of the simple fact they make good music. So that's my message. It's just to be yourself, be the person that who you are, and just make really good music. Because I feel like that's what's missing in like hip hop.
Who are some of the ones that are out there doing well that you think are like that?
I mean, like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, G-Eazy, like a couple of other people that can't come to my head, but those are like the first three that I know for a fact.
But that's got to be a promising feeling when you're about music that you see people doing so well, that there are people in the forefront, because there have been many times where the people in the forefront would not have been people like who are so substantive. You know, and I do think it does seem like there's a bit of a change over the last 6 months. Kendrick's album, this particular album, seems to have shifted the people's expectations now, and like a door is open now for people who really rap, which I don't think was necessarily open even just a year or two ago.
No, it definitely wasn't at all. Like, people that were trying to like actually like rap were getting looked at like, what are you doing?
And because even if back then, a year or two ago, you'd said, well, look at Kendrick Lamar, they'd be like, yeah, Kendrick Lamar is really great, but like his music's not on the radio. But then with this album, now his music's
How many records
everywhere.
does he have on the radio? Like 3 or 4?
Kendrick has, let me pull it up. I think here we've had 5 off this album. Let's see. I got loyalty, got royalty. That obvious, that's on the radio a lot.
Yeah.
This has been on a good amount. It's not like regular rotation.
Here we go. I don't give a
Yeah,
I don't give a
People play this one.
I don't give a I'm willing to die for it. I didn't cry for it.
This one, Rihanna. This one.
Damn, I would think they would put y'all on the radio, honestly.
They don't play I don't. Occasionally, no.
Yeah,
a mixed show.
like,
It gets mixed show.
I was about to say, because that sounds like some real like Hot 97 exclusive. Like,
I got so many theories and suspicions.
That's like my favorite song off the whole album.
This one might be the best one as time goes on.
Yeah.
And then of course,
Yeah.
and you know what's funny is like, remember this song? Nothing ended up happening with it. It was just like a little leak.
I don't think I ever heard this.
This was like 2 weeks before the album came out.
Oh, I remember this now.
Tell the truth about you. Don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell the truth about you.
Anyway, so I just think the fact that exists, and then Cole too. I mean, Cole's entire album, you know, is hard. Like he didn't do anything radio related.
I'm personally like not even like the biggest fan of J. Cole like at all, but like I respect everything that he does because it's like I don't see any other artist dominating the way that he is.
It's funny that I have been in the past up until this album very similar, like a big Cole respecter without it being like music that I jam to.
Yeah, most definitely. Like the last J. Cole project that like I could say like, yo, I loved it from like start to finish was like Friday Night Lights.
Right, which was a minute ago.
Yeah.
And I understand what you mean. It's interesting, but he connects with his audience in a way that is super deep and meaningful. Like if you watch his shows. But yeah, I think this is a really an interesting time. And it's just to me interesting when I found out that there was this Florida thing. And then also, I guess, the beginning of the first record that I heard was like the X record. And Look at Me is a really cool record, but it's not necessarily completely emblematic of all the music coming out of it.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's a dope, it's emblematic of it sound-wise, like the super lo-fi, nasty bass. Like in that sense, it's representative of some of it. But besides that, it's just like one piece of it. So when you hear more, and we'll play some of your music for the people, I think that people will really be into it. And I had the same experience with Ski Mask the Slump Gods. Like you see the names, right?
Yeah.
And because we're older now, you see names. You're like, look at these names, these kids. What are they doing?
That's so crazy because that's like the biggest problem I have with so many people. I was like, I look at it and I'm like, look at all the names that people had in the 90s.
I know. It's the stupidest thing ever for us to judge.
Yeah.
As if Old Dirty Bastard was a name at the time that adults were like, oh, yeah, of course, Old Dirty Bastard. Like that. And it's so funny, though. You naturally get older, and the next generation's thing, you just naturally, like, what is this? It's the most basic, short-sighted human thing that we do. And then you listen to the artist, and I'm like, oh, these cats are all rapping out here.
Yeah.
And it's really refreshing to hear people rapping. Speaking of which, how about you interested in rapping?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Hold on. It's real late. Hot 97.
Oh, a little Chris De Niro beat.
I dialed this up for you special.
Hey.
Wifisfuneral, Hot 97. Let's go.
Can you turn it up in my headphones a little bit louder? Right. Hey. Yo, ay, yo, ay, yo, ay, yo, ay, yo, ay, yo, ay, okay, I walk this side of the track, 30 racks up in my lap, like, bitch, I got it out the mud, if you ain't first, then, bitch, you last, hit my wall up on the line, let me slow that down, let me move too fast, okay, like, how I'm taking L's if I forever bounce back, ay, how you broken hating, that don't add up, do the math, I got commas sitting on commas, I'm so humble, I should guess, okay, like, money flow, ay, come and go, smoking on gas, this shit that Texaco, ay, better let them know, ooh, okay, like, man, I hopped about the box, like, little nigga, how you gon' get got 2 twin Glocks right up on my drop, I might just beat down on the block, okay, like, skirt off right in 2 rapes, ay, I'm Bruce Wayne, she need water, Bobby Boucher, ay, I'm doing things, okay, I hopped about the box, like, little nigga, how you got right up on my drop, I might just,
Ladies and gentlemen, Wifisfuneral is his name.
Yeah, that was some whatever shit.
Yo, man, there's something about your style I really enjoy, man, and your attitude, etc. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I have something here that would I'm just curious to what how'd react if you heard it. Hold
on. Pull a Drake, take out the phone, pull out the Ray.
But people overkill the taking the phone out. I mean, I wasn't as mad at the phone as other people were at the time, but
I feel like people shouldn't even be mad at the phone.
I mean, people have notepads, people have phones. When you hear this record, what do you think about?
I just think about a classic, and I think about like how many times I've listened to this record like back and forth just to actually learn how to like rap. Because when I did the whole Joe Budden probably thinks I can't rap.
Yes.
That was the record that I was like basing it off. Because you know how he's like talking to himself through the phone.
Yeah.
A lot of people thinking I was trying to like copy Eminem. I got like the cadence from M, but I was actually trying to mimic this song.
The fact that he plays the 2 different characters. So much so that like when he would perform it live, Puff would play one character when they would perform. And Biggie would play the other character. Which I think is just it's just underrated in general.
It's mad underrated.
And were you into the second album or like just not the same way you were into the first album?
Life After Death, I like part 2 more than part 1.
Oh, disc 2.
Yeah. I don't really like, as a whole, I just felt like he was in a completely like different space.
Well, yeah, as he naturally was, because he'd already seen tons of success.
And that's the thing about it. Like, that's crazy, because that doesn't even happen in hip hop. Like, you can't just drop a good album and then just be like, all right, I'm about to just like disappear for like 2 years and then come like right back.
Yeah, well, that's the part that is one of the things that makes it super duper complicated. You can't do that, and you also change inherently. I mean, like when you make your first album, and some people know who you are, and then you make a few $1 million, and you come back for a second album, you're inherently a different person. We've seen that, like, you know, many times. Well, listen. So what's the name of your album, which is out right now?
Boy Cry Wolf. It's a mixtape though. It's not an album.
It's not an album, but it is for sale.
Yeah, sadly.
You didn't want it for sale.
Personally, not really.
So it's a label thing. You would have rather probably just let it be.
Yeah.
But the nice part about that is you can find it on iTunes.
Now you can. I leaked it, so like at first you can only get it on SoundCloud.
But so it was SoundCloud and now also iTunes.
Yeah, now it just came out on the 18th.
Spotify, all that.
Spotify,
all that stuff?
everything. Honestly, Apple Music, all that good stuff.
All right, so you could check that out. Now, before I let you go, you're a pretty big wrestling fan.
I'm a huge wrestling fan.
So, you're wearing, of course, the Austin and Tyson shirt, which is dope. Who are some of your favorite wrestlers?
My top 5 favorite wrestlers.
Oh, here we go.
Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles, who's gonna be number 4?
I respect AJ being there.
Samoa Joe, just because AJ and Samoa, like, I grew up watching them.
Did you watch TNA some because of Florida? Like, was that factor in it all or no?
No, not even. It was just because of the simple fact. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, because at the time it was only available on like the Fox Sun thing.
Yeah.
And I think like at that time only like Florida had it, because they would just play like just Florida things. And then who's gonna be my 4th one?
No, you had 4.
I have 4.
Flair, HBK.
Oh yeah.
AJ.
Samoa
Joe.
And then my 5th is I'ma have to go with Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, you can't be mad at that.
Yeah. I was gonna throw Chris Benoit on there somewhere, but like
It's tough.
yeah, it's tough.
It's a loaded thing to say.
But like if I had to choose just one though, Owen Hart all day.
I'm a big
I love
Owen
Owen
fan,
Hart.
sir. So but you're young, so you watch a lot on the network?
Even before the network.
You watched on YouTube? You just all be on the DVDs?
The whole WWE 24/7 thing before they made the network. Like, I was on it. I was on everything.
So you're sort of about wrestling the way you are about hip hop. Like, you really enjoy studying the classic stuff.
Yeah, because my grandfather on my stepdad's side was a tag team champion in Puerto Rico.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
What, for Carlos Colon's promotion?
I think so. Something like that. It was like in like the late 70s, like I think like late 60s, early 70s.
Wow, so it's in your blood too.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to shows?
I've been to 4 shows.
What shows do you remember what they were? Any pay-per-views or anything?
I think I went to WrestleMania 2000 with my grandfather, but I was so young that I don't even remember it.
Okay.
Because my grandfather, he's like a security guard at the W. And he's been doing that for like 28 years now. So he sees like all these famous people come and go. So I think he got like free tickets to WrestleMania 2000, and he took me. I went to this one Raw event. It was like the day after Jeff Hardy he won the WWE Championship off Triple H at Unforgiven.
I remember it well.
And then that Monday when Triple H retained the title back, when he beat him on Monday Night Raw, I went to that one. I can't remember the last 2. I was so young when I went to all of them. But
do you watch currently?
for the most part, yeah. I only like keep up with wrestlers I really want to keep up with. I'm really like, if anything, I'm just trying to get into like NXT the most, because that's just the most interesting to me, because that's like the only NXT reminds me of like a better TNA with wrestling.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talent that may not be quite ready for the roster, but is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you like Nakamura?
I love Nakamura. I hope. I really wanted to go yesterday because I wanted to see if he won the championship. I haven't checked like any of the results yet at all.
Oh, you don't know anything?
Yeah.
I can tell you stuff. Yo, someone needs to try to find a way to flip this.
Oh yeah, this is sound crazy. Yo, Chris, you gotta flip this.
People, and it's so over right now too. Like,
Yeah, this is wild. Yeah, this shit's wild.
Yeah, he's awesome, dude. Well, listen, you love boom bap hip hop and wrestling, so you have a fan in me, my friend. Boy Who Cried Wolf is out right now. I'm excited to sit with it. I'm gonna play some joints for the people, and whenever you're around, man, feel free to come through, holler, spit bars whenever you want.
Man, thank you for having me.
Anything else you want to tell the people that they need to know about Wifisfuneral?
You know, we're going on tour around October. Boy Who Cried Wolf tour.
Do you know who's going with you?
All my label. I have a label that I run myself called Rich Life Records.
Okay, so who's on that with you?
Chris De Niro, Young Bands, Danny Towers, and 458 Keys. They're all coming with me on tour, and we're actually dropping a Rich Life project soon. Chris is dropping a project soon. Danny's dropping a project soon as well. So is Keys, and then us as a whole, we're dropping a Rich Life tape soon. I'm gonna probably drop another project like soon as well, honestly. Like, I thought I was gonna like really work on the debut album, but I'm not even feeling it, so I'm just gonna
not ready for it yet.
Not even that I'm not ready for it, I'm not waking up every day saying like, bro, I gotta make my debut album. I'm waking up every day saying like,
I want to make music.
Yeah, like, I want to make music. All right, let's kind of make a mixtape.
That's interesting. That's an interesting delineation to make, that you want to make music, but you don't feel like it's your debut album.
Because, like, people don't understand, like, how big a debut album is. Like, if I drop a debut album, that's, like, everybody's going to judge me off that album.
But I think that is also you being a product of someone who studied old school hip-hop.
Yeah.
Because I think there are a lot of kids right now who'd be like, I don't know, I put out projects. Like, I don't even think about it. Whereas you're absolutely right. Critical people, like, as much as they may love Section 80, for example, they judge Kendrick ultimately off Good Kid, Mad City. Yeah. It was like, well, here is the real thing that is like in my lexicon.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. Like, when the day does come, or when the time does come for me to actually like make a debut album, I want it to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have no problem people judging me off of one project if I gave that project my all, and it helped me evolve as an artist to get to the positions in life that I want to be in general. But until then, like, I'm going to just drop hella mixtapes, hella EPs, and just drop hella content in general.
All right, well, go find him right now on SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, all that. His name's Wifisfuneral, Boy Who Cried Wolf, and look for him on a tour near you. Thanks for coming through, bro.
Anytime. Thank you, man.
You know what it is.